when I joined the #1 brand, which I still hold in my heart as the #1 brand, you know, it is to me. Those dreary brown vans that the other ones are competitors. Being #1 brand, and I take that to my heart, and I always have done. Always have done. If I'm representative of that brand, which is supposed to be the #1 in the world, my ethic and daily thing is to keep that, you know, that brand #1. You know, that's always been my attitude from the start. The importance about team, I think, is one thing I do find in certainly with different departments. If you're not all pulling in the same direction, then you make it look really foolish, and that's one of the things that I have found that have been a bit of a letdown in the whole of the company, is that one area says one thing, and that you visit your customer, and then we've been told that this is now. And you haven't been informed, or you've been told something completely different, which is something that I find that's on the negative side of team. If team aren't pulling together, then it's ridiculous. In actual fact, it is counterproductive, because it makes you look silly, it makes you look stupid, it makes you look incompetent as a company. Is if one person says this and another person says that. I think certainly there's a difference between listening to the professional customer, the business customer. It's important to listen to their problems, very much so, because I'm in the position to solve them. I've got an instance where a customer who I've had a relationship with for a long time, a big business customer, who again would have my personal phone number rather than the company number. I'll give them my own personal phone number because it's a lot easier for them to dial me direct instead of going through the press one now. Blah, blah, blah. So and they understand that, and they very much appreciate it. You know, they can just call me and that's fine. It's done. Don't go through the system. But one particular instance was they called me after I should have been in that area, and I was actually too far away. So I had to say, I'm ever so sorry, I can't do it. There's one particular part of customer service which I think can cause more problems than it solves. It's just saying yes to everything. I've had that experience in the past where somebody perhaps is on the end of a telephone who needs to make so many calls per hour. I mean, I've seen these places. You have these big, boards which say calls waiting, calls answered, calls successful, and so on. And there are people keeping tabs on you. So I find it's very important, or I think it's probably very important for these people to get through these calls. But just saying yes to everything is counterproductive. You know, you can't just say yes to something if it's not true, because down the line, albeit you've clicked down that number from your calls answered successfully by just saying yes.
The ripple effect.